Well, good evening, laddies, lasses, and lasses, and welcome to the click. You smell absolutely astounding today, and don't let anyone else lie to you and tell you otherwise. My shirt is wrinkly. Today we're doing something absolutely beautiful. Kids can be very silly, much like adults, but it's very funny when kids do it because it has like this level of innocence to it. And that's why today we're looking at r/KidsAreFrickin' Enjoy. Man, as a child alumni, I relate to so many of these posts, man. It's astounding. I was not a very smart child. Aw, it's so sweet. Oh no, the little kid is trying to blow out the candles. Woo! She didn't get it! The little main character was denied for the first time in their life. Oh, yes, indeed. But mommy, how is this other person's birthday party not about me? Well, little main character, there is more where that came from. Some little white girl, between 8 and 10 in Starbucks, just looked up at me and said, "Whoa, a beautiful chocolate man!" And her dad literally grabbed her arm and said, "Emily, what the f*** is the matter with you?" And you know what's so funny about this? Is that there is no maliciousness or anything. It's just a kid being dumb. And it's like, oh, come on, kid. No, please don't. And it's so funny because you know that there's no like malice or whatever. The kid is just being cute, saying what's on their mind, zero filters. And it's just so funny, man. Oh my god. My 11-year-old nephew gets a 69 hit combo in the shooter we're playing. 69? Nice! Nephew, explaining to me like I'm an idiot. The number 69 is a meme, and nobody knows why. That's right, Timmy. That's right. It's one of those mysteries of the universe. Ooh, try to sucker punch the puppy. Puppy dodges. Oh, yes, indeed. Pupper steals hat. Instant karma, baby. Never try to punch a dog. You will lose pieces of clothing. That's so beautiful, though. There's a kid on my nephew's soccer team that thinks he's a dinosaur. So he's just out there screeching and biting other kids on the field. I love my nephew, but I am only here to watch Veloci Ryan. I would also watch Veloci Ryan, to be honest. Is this a sport we can implement? You know, just raptors versus T-Rexes or something, and both kid teams are just like going at it. You know, I would love to watch that. Why did he jump? Oh, look, that's so cute. Oh, yeah, there we go. Ah, that's great. Kids are little suicide machines, aren't they? It's absolutely astounding. You know, whenever you have one of those little cursed, intrusive thoughts or whatever, when there's like, oh man, that's a muddy pile. I wonder what happens if I jump into it. But then you have like no checks and balances, so you just do it without any sort of like self-preservation or survival instinct or whatever. Is this what happens when we get drunk? We just revert back to like a toddler state? Is that what it is? No wonder people like alcohol so much. When my brother was like 9, he said, "Get the f" instead of "get the flag" on Roblox. So they banned him and he cried so hard he threw up on the carpet. I sort of feel his pain though. Like typos or autocorrect can be an absolute curse. But I'm just picturing this and it's so sad and funny. I have one intelligent child who is designing a parachute. And putting this as politely as I can, have another child willing to try the parachute. I mean, they make for a perfect team, though. You have the scientist kid and you have the expendable kid. A lifeguard at the lake. "Everyone, please exit the water. We're looking for a 5-year-old boy in blue shorts named Titus." Little boy standing next to me in blue shorts. "Hey, my name is Titus, too." "Battle brother, we're looking for Captain Titus. He was last seen around the lake in little ultramarine swimming pants." "Mission impossible, you cannot spill the thing." Oh no, you're not gonna... I fucking called it. Of course it's not gonna work. This design is great for like a physicist, and it's like, oh my god, you're not gonna accidentally spill something. It's very naive of you to think that a toddler only ever accidentally spills food. It's very much on purpose. My little cousin, age 7, discovers Messenger. Is that your pet? Yes! Thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up. Thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up. Missed audio call. Hi. Hi, bro. Thumbs up. Thumbs up. Video call. Can you please play Fortnite with me? Video call. Missed. Video call. Would you rather eat cold pizza or eat warm yogurt? Would you rather lose your hair or lose your shoes? Why aren't you in school, mate? Maybe he's having a sick day. I mean, the way he texts you means that you're definitely like a favorite cousin, okay? So this whole thing is a huge compliment, even though it's very silly.
My son found me crying in the kitchen, wrapped his arms around me and whispered, "Is it because of your hair?" And now I'm crying for 2 reasons.
Aw, he thought he was being supportive, but he's not. Just walking with the little kiddo, yippee yeet! You see what I mean? You see what I mean? They're just little self-destruct machines. It's absolutely astounding. Oh my god! You know, some part of my little logical brain would have thought that, you know, the younger you are as a human, the more you're fueled by instincts, right? Because you don't have like the self-insight yet that comes with like getting old on this godforsaken planet, right? So the younger you are, the more instinct-driven you are, meaning that I would assume you're somehow connected to like, you know, self-preservation and evolution or whatever the f***. But I guess I'm wrong. Evolution is just out the window, man. What is the dumbest thing you believed as a child? When I was a preschooler, my mom told me that you weren't allowed to ride a motorcycle or get tattoos unless your mother was dead. One day, outside the grocery store, I saw a big, tough-looking dude covered in tats, striding the loudest motorcycle ever. Damned it, 5-year-old me didn't go up to him and ask, "Hey, is your mom dead?" Dude looked at me and said, "Yeah." And I was shocked that my mom was right. Ooh, I remember a dumb thing I believed as a kid. Like, there was a tiny local store where I grew up, like a little convenience store, and outside the store it had a couple of fans, probably for like a cooling system or something in the house. And me and my friends legitimately believed that all the wind in the world came from these little fans at our local grocery store. We were like 17. My grandparents used to watch The Biggest Loser on TV a lot, so I grew up thinking, "What do you weigh?" was a normal question to ask when meeting a new person. I asked this to so many people before my parents finally got me to stop. When I was little, I thought you could grow up to be an animal, like as a job. I planned to be an alligator. That one is pretty based though. That one is pretty based. I think a lot of people would aspire to this. One time, I was just sitting there, dumb as hell, got pondering some of life's greatest mysteries. What are hot dogs made of? I took in many great sources from my brain and came to the conclusion that they must be harvested from cows' udders. The resemblance is uncanny, and I took it as truth. I was horrified they would chop off a cow's nips and put them in packs for people to grill. Didn't eat hot dogs for like 2 years. I mean, to be fair, the greatest mystery of like what are hot dogs made from is still like a valid question. Even though I don't think your conclusion is correct, it's still a valid question that oftentimes goes unanswered. Dad used to call me on the home phone and pretended to be my horse. He said that he couldn't talk to me in public because he didn't want his secret exposed. Dad as a horse would ask me to bring him carrots and stuff. Me as a kid would run out and give this horse a carrot and whisper shit like, "Don't worry, your secrets are safe with me." Skull emojis. I quit believing in God pretty early on for some reason and decided I believed that after we die, our spirits only get to visit or see the stuff or places that we have already seen. So I would try to take a quick look around everywhere we went to unlock as much as possible for later. Like, to be clear, if you went to a museum but didn't enter some of the rooms, those wouldn't be there later. Lol, your limits are what you know. I mean, this is kind of like a sci-fi thing. I've seen this sort of thing pop up in various sci-fi stuff. This is basically like memory den stuff in Fallout, for example, where you can like relive past memories, you know? So you were just like writing sci-fi basically when you were a kid. That's pretty cool. Dumbest thing I believed as a child was that adults were smart. Yeah, I remember that age when you come to the realization that, oh my god, the adults around me actually don't have all their shit figured out. Damn, we're all just screwed and clueless, aren't we? I think that's sort of also where this like little mini crisis comes along when you're like, oh my god, I need an adult. Oh, wait a second, I am the adult. Oh no, this isn't what it's supposed to feel like.
Before I had kids, I thought I had a great immune system. But it turns out I was just really good at staying away from the type of people who sneezed directly into your eyeballs while telling you a story.
Yeah, or you know the little nephew that has a flu and insists on licking all the strawberries in the household without telling anybody. You know, stuff like that, you know? Exposure is definitely, you know, a correlating factor when it comes to disease prevention or whatever. Toddlers don't have a great sense of disease prevention.
Today, my 3-year-old niece cried because she remembered she hit her leg somewhere 3 days ago. She said she forgot to cry about her leg that day.
This reminds me of such a dumb thing I did as a kid. I remember that one time I was peeing. I must have been like 3 or 4 years old. And I remember that, you know what, it's a really great feeling when you get to pee when you really need to pee, right? So I'm gonna save a little bit of pee for later, so I can feel good later as well to have the relief of peeing, you know? So I try to like stop mid-pee to save a little bit for later because it's such a nice relief of a feeling. I didn't manage to. It's really hard to like hold it in when you've already started, you know, I wouldn't recommend it, but that was like a line of logic I had as a kid. Save some of that sweet relief for later, you know? Thank you, 4-year-old Mark. Great move. Oh, this kid is just messing with the band. Oh, that's not good. Luckily enough, that was not a set that was heavy enough to like seriously injure anyone, but that's a really silly kid that should not be let loose in the gym. And to be fair, I have seen kids be let loose in the gym. I have a gym I go to during lunch sometimes, which is really nice. And on occasion, you'll see a parent be there with like their 12-year-old kid and they're working out together and it's super wholesome. One time when the gym was really dead and empty, there was even a mom there with like a little baby and they did like, you know, back presses or whatever and the baby was like strapped into this little carry thing and they were like, whoop, boop, boop, and it's like, yeah, the baby thought it was hilarious. Of course, this is usually when the gym is like pretty dead, you know, late in the evening or during lunch hours, but still, I have seen kids behave perfectly fine in gyms, and it's usually very wholesome and sweet, and they would usually like try to copy you if they see you go on a machine and they come after you, be like, oh my god, this is cool because someone else did it, you know. Super cute, super wholesome. Not this kid though. This kid is a little stinker. A 5-year-old. I have a Mother's Day gift for you. Awesome, buddy. Don't tell me what it is though, okay? I won't. It's a magnet. Okay, bud, you see, you just told me what it was. But I didn't tell you about the picture on it. You're right. I can't wait. It's a picture of me. Mm-hmm. Yeah. This is great. This is great. I can't wait. Fuck, man. I just found out my 10-year-old daughter has been commenting, "You so cute," on random little boys' YouTube videos, logged into my account. So now it looks like a grown man with 200,000 subscribers is trying to groom the cast of Spy Kids. Just out here flirting with 5th graders. Hell yeah. Then I saw she tried to win a giveaway by saying, "Help, my daughter has cancer." Daughter! I look like an illiterate pedophile begging for free squishmallows. I love that. If you need me, I'll be selling fake V-Bucks in a van behind the church. Call Chris Hansen. Can you imagine that? FBI, open up! And it's like you're your dumb kid that's been flirting with other 10-year-olds on YouTube comments. God, this is why you don't share accounts with anyone. Especially not 10-year-olds. You should be glad they didn't like empty your credit card. POV, you think you're taking your kids to a casual movie night, but it's a Minecraft movie, no. This is not gonna be good. Is anyone actually even watching the movie? I don't think so. How long is the movie? Is it just like 2 hours of this? Holy shit, man. Holy shit. The thing I find the most, like, outrageous about this as well is that it's not necessarily even genuine excitement. This is just, like, kind of, you know, both hype for the kids' TikToks, you know? You see everyone waving their phones around and, like, filming and shit, you know? This is just TikTok stunting. If this was genuine excitement, I'll be like, yeah, whatever. I was a dumb kid too once, and you know, I would scream when I got a fire truck for Christmas.
This is the worst you've seen?
Well, at least they didn't set the theater on fire.
At least they didn't set the theater on fire. The bar is in hell. Or, as they would say in Minecraft, the bar is in the nether. You see? I play Minecraft, fellow kids. I explained to my daughter that when Netflix started, they used to send you DVDs. 6-year-old, old lady voice. You know, back in my day, the internet used to come in the mail. This isn't even kids are dumb. This is just kids roasting us oldies. Come on, you don't have to remind me how old I am. Before I knew what a live studio audience was, I thought that the people you hear laughing while watching TV were people in their houses. I would sit very close to the TV and laugh ignorantly loud so they could hear me too. I expect that this is what everyone watching my videos does. I should add laugh tracks to my videos. Hey everyone! Ah, shucks, welcome to the click. Oh boy, we got some zinger memes for you today. And that in turn reminds me of those like edited clips of like Friends where they have removed the laugh tracks and it's like ridiculously awkward silence and you realize there are like no actual jokes in like anything in the entire series. It's great. Hey everyone! Ah, shucks, welcome to the click. Oh boy, we got some zinger memes for you today. One time, when I was like 11, my dad took me to an Italian restaurant, and the waiter asked what my name was, and I said, Sam, but you can call me Captain Ravioli. And my dad just looked at me and said, what the f***, what's that? Don't do that. And I have been chasing that high ever since. I think certain highs you can only achieve as a child, so it's important to YOLO those highs while you're at it. For example, being Captain Ravioli at an Italian place. Ooh, we got a little bit of home experiments going on. Alright, so what happens when we squish something with the door? You see? Now you have like a really long thing pulling on a short thing, meaning that there's a lot of force on the thing stuck there. What do you think is gonna happen? Is it gonna break or is the door gonna come off? It's one of the two. It was option number 2. I like the kid's face. He's like, huh? Whoops, let's just put it back. Nothing to see here. It was like this when I got here. I mean, I can appreciate a young little scientist doing his thing, but this is also really, really stupid. Toddler. Daddy, I want toast. No, okay, buddy. Here's some toast. I don't like butter on my toast. Flips toast over to the dry side and hands it back. There you go. Oh, thanks, Daddy. Oh, man. Daddy, did you know that after Michael left my school, he came back and now people call him David? Does he look and sound totally different too? Yes! That's not the same kid, honey. Maybe. It has to be David, though. David left the class and someone else came in. That has to be David. Search alert. Search on Google. Dylan's iPhone. Really hot grill. Search alert. Daddy, Gabby made me look at that. Don't yell at me. They were trying to look for a Father's Day gift. It was hot grills. It was hot grills, I swear, Pa. I swear. Oh, yes, we got the late night gaming to sleep strat. This is good. This is good. I have unironically done this, but I was way smoother. Oh my god, get played, kiddo, get played. Okay, the trick is, okay, if you're gonna do this, I have done this, where, you know, you turn off the screen, you throw yourself to the bed, right? At like 4 a.m. after Christmas when you got your new video games, right? But the thing is that you wait 30 seconds, you know? You wait a little bit to make sure no one is around, because the parent is still gonna be awake and kind of paying attention for a little while longer. Once I did this, with a parent that needed glasses, and I managed to trick them that it was only 11 at night. When it was 4 a.m. That was really funny.
Motherhood is just marketing. My toddler hates fish but loves chicken. So last night for dinner, I told him the salmon was beach chicken. He cheered, "Yay, beach chicken!" and ate the whole thing. It's not lying, it's rebranding. Know your customer.
Okay, this is kind of a funny post from LinkedIn. For once, a post from LinkedIn isn't completely unhinged. May or may not be made up, but it's at least not unhinged. You know, it's not like, what my grandma's funeral taught me about crypto. It's like, it's not at least one of those ones, you know? So half a gold star, hell yeah.
I just found my old diary from when I was 9, and by God, I was an idiot.
4 in the sparkles, 12 p.m.
Dear buyer, guess what?
What?
Today is 4th of July.
Goodbye, 2007. Hello, 2008. I love the fact that the diary replies, right? But I also love the fact they think the 4th of July is New Year's. I also like a diary spelled buyer or dyer. It can be both, you know, the letter is a little bit in between. Man, this is great. I would hate to find one of my old diaries, man. It's probably absolute cancer. I remember I was like told to write diaries as like linguistic practice when I was like 12. I would not want to read that today. Oh my god, because that's like when you're old enough for it to not be completely incoherent, but it's probably like the worst cringe you can imagine. This boy was playing with revolving doors at the US border and accidentally went to Canada.
Why would you do that?
Why would you do that? I mean, I don't think they have a reason, they just did, okay? That's the part of being like a little pooper kid. Well, your kid is Canadian now. Rip. My son didn't want to be a tiger or a superhero. He wanted to be a traffic light. Ah, yes indeed. The hero of the mobilized world. Whoa.
My 3-year-old calls Flonase Mommy's special nose medicine. And now my neighbor thinks I do cocaine.
Seems about right. That seems to be the kind of like rumors kids spread. I remember when I was a kid, I couldn't pronounce popcorn, so I called it pock porn very distinctively, and it always gave like weird looks, and I didn't really pick up on it. I was like, it's just pock porn. Don't worry about it. Cock porn? Let's pop some cock porn. And yeah, no, my parents had to explain I was just a moron.
Do it.
Oh, it's a little remote-controlled spooder. Is he gonna scare himself with a spider? I wonder why that's a thing. I see this in like every single kid. Whenever you have a remote-controlled thing, they always try to put it, manually, so it's supposed to go a certain way. But then they like press another button anyway, so it goes astray anyway. I've always found that fascinating, how you try to like manually control something that has buttons that allows you to tell it exactly where to go. It's just something I've noticed. It's like an instinctual thing in 3-year-olds.
My 7-year-old got mad at his brother and called him ugly. And his brother got really upset about it and started crying. They are identical twins. Identical twins!
Yeah, that's the thing. When you're an identical twin, you can't really like insult your twin, can you? That's kind of true without it like backfiring instantly. That's kind of funny. My son had too much energy before bedtime, so I told him every time he moves, it charges his iPad.
This is genius!
Oh, I just tied the cable around him and just make him like completely like drain out. This is so good. This is so good. Oh my god. This subreddit has some golden nuggets when it comes to parenting tips. This is amazing. When I was 5, my mom got an elf on the shelf and told me it was watching to see if I was bad. I was so scared I decided to kill it. And I snuck out, stole the elf on the shelf, and then ripped its arms up and hid it in the grass under my window. And then lied about it when questioned. I mean, that's valid though. If there was a little creature trying to deny me Christmas or whatever, I would probably also become a little murderer. To be fair, I think the reaction is pretty solid. My 7-year-old nephew, when I denied him extra iPad time, he unlocked the vocabulary DLC using that same iPad, probably.
You angry modus? Frick you! Okay, N-word! N-word! More N-word!
No iPad for a month DLC unlocked. 3.5 months, actually. He's grounded until December. Man, what a little shit.
My mom said she's cold, and my son started capturing the heat for her.
Oh, that is so cute. I mean, it's really stupid, but it's like so cute, right? Oh, it's like when a puppy tries to comfort you, right? And the puppy brings you the favorite toy, which is like a slimy, chewed up tennis ball or whatever. And it's like, oh, the gesture is so sweet. It's really silly. I don't really want to snuggle a slimy, tennis ball that's, been dug up in the yard 5 times over in the last couple of days alone. But, the gesture just melts your heart. It's so good. My daughter taped this to the front door to prank the neighbors.
My dad and mom are in danger.
Got a little prankster growing up. Hell yeah, I can see this creating some interesting ramifications in the neighborhood.
Say it, read again.
Tablet bath switch.
A bath, switch, tablet.
Okay, let's see which one.
That's the option.
The good thing it's not rigged.
See which one you go.
No!
I mean, this is basically how they trick adults to burn all their money at casinos, to be fair. The game is always rigged, kiddo. Welcome to reality. Although, to be fair, another genius parent move, not gonna lie. In science class today, the students learned that buffaloes don't have wings. They thought that's what they had been eating. Oh, buffalo wings. Shut up right now. They were truly upset. I had to sit down.
What do you mean, Mr. Teacher? The buffaloes don't have wings? Oh my god! Then what was that?
Oh, this is great. This is great. They probably don't even know what the fuck a buffalo is. Told my stepson to clean his room and walked in on him recording a diss track about me called You Not My Real Daddy. Look at him. He's completely locked in. I can just imagine like 2 hours later, he would have come out and be like,
Hey, stepdad, I wrote you this diss track. You're not my real dad. You tell me to clean up, but you dirty as hell. Yeah.
Babies wear diapers, and I'm not a baby.
Right.
And you wear
Oof.
Well, babies wear diapers. And you're wearing a diaper.
Damn.
Well, I'm not a baby.
Babies defeated by facts and logic.
I meant you're wearing a diaper. I'm not a baby. You're wearing a diaper. I'm not a baby, though.
Oh my god, it keeps going. This is
You're
great.
wearing a diaper. Well, I'm not a baby. You're wearing a diaper. I'm not. Well, I'm not even a baby, though. But you're wearing a diaper. You can't say but. That's a bad word. Well, I didn't say real but. Just pretend.
The whole time I watched this, I could not stop thinking that this is basically the state of our current political debates, right? Like whenever there's a presidential debate or whatever, this is exactly what I'm expecting when I tune into it, and I'm never disappointed. Nor am I pleasantly surprised either. It's very like within expectations, and the expectations are roughly toddler level. I could replace, you know, the lines in any presidential debate currently with just the lines these little kiddos used, and it would be roughly, you know, the same kind of oomph in the debate. That's great. 6-year-old.
Do dragons fart fire?
I don't know.
I thought you went to college.
Don't have to call out my degrees like that, man. What the fuck? Once when I was 9, my teacher told me to write the most beautiful love story I could imagine. And I wrote a story about a shark and a horse who fell in love. That's kind of cute though. It's sort of like a forbidden or limited love or what have you. That's kind of sweet. And the horse jumped into the sea to be with the shark, but it drowned and died. And the shark was so sad that it also died. The teacher called my parents. I mean, this is basically just Romeo and Juliet, but like with some different steps and like sharks and shit, you know? It's, you know, yeah. It's fine. When your baby crying, just throw some cheese and they will stop. Wait, it actually works? They just go like into reboot mode. It's like when your computer is like malfunctioning, you just like restart it. That one even just changed moods. Like you sure said it. It just works. I mean, some of this stuff might create like, you know, a bad habit, which like if I cry, someone will just give me cheese, which might work until a certain point in your life, right? But I don't think it works for, like, me, you know, when you're 30. I don't think it's gonna work, sadly. I would like it to, though. One time, I saw 2 guys about to fight, and a bird shit on one of them. Totally diffused the fight. I wonder if there is something evolutionary, where if something completely absurd happens, it just short-circuits our emotions. They stop because the bird didn't respect the 1v1. You gotta have proper PvP rules. But honestly, I think there's something true about that. Or maybe it's that the babies just have enough bandwidth for, like, one emotion at a time, you know? So if it's not anger or sadness, now it's like, oh my god, the cheese. And now the emotion is cheese. So, you know, the newest emotion overrides the last emotion. So it's a bit more of a binary system, you know? My son named a piece of birthday cake Cakey, then got too attached to it to eat it. We saved it for him and he decided to eat it the next day because he didn't want it to get old. He cried the whole time saying, "I'm sorry, Cakey," between bites. You see, this is why we don't name shit we're gonna eat, because it hurts, even if it's just like a piece of cake. Oh my god, what is this game? This looks really fun. So it like basically green screens you onto this game of like falling. Oh my god, there's ragdolls! Oh, he lays down. No! Kiddo, get up! You're gonna fall into lava, no! This is an amazing game. I need to play this. This is so much fun. Oh, there you go. Oh no, oh. The ragdoll effect is the best thing ever. Oh, this is so good. I need to play this with my friends when we're drunk. That'd be so much fun. I picked up my nephew from daycare today. Mind you, he is biracial but looks like a white kid. They asked him if he knew who I was, and why did this man look me dead in my face and say he didn't know me? Had them people ready to call the cops on me. little pile of shit. You know he's gonna use this like for nefarious reasons later on. Goddamn little piece of poo. You better enjoy no one picking up from school and you can just sit there in your moist little clothes, you piece of shit. My kids figured out the password to my wife's computer and have been sending me these texts as if they were from her.
The kids deserve device time. They have been going through stretch of school.
A tough stretch of school.
They have been good at dealing with this all. Just a random thought. Love ya. I think we should let the kids do their Roblox or whatever during school. It's been a bumpy road this year, and they deserve it. Love ya!
Okay, I'm gonna be honest, these kids are pretty smart. You know, we've seen the kids trying to yeet themselves into, like, mud pools for no good reason. Like, this is pretty good. This is definitely above average on the subreddit. I just remembered that when I got my first dog, I was 7, and he was 1. 7 in dog years. And I cried when he turned 2 because I didn't think a 14-year-old dog would want to hang out with me.
Oh, that's so sad.
But must have been so happy though when the dog was still psyched to hang out with you. That must have been an amazing realization. Oh, what the? Wait, that one, pause? That one is actually pretty good. Maybe this is like more staged or whatever. Is that kid really that good at drawing that it made like a really good reindeer looking thing? Man, maybe this one is staged. That looks good though. You can turn this one into decoration. Apart from the fact that your whole counter is gonna be like, kind of like severely unstable, but that's beside the point. Ah! 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 I like how they're trying to stop the kid from drawing in the whole bathroom, and he's like, no! And then they start drawing faster before they're caught. I feel that one in my spine. Is that soy in the toilet? Oh no, the kids broke into Grandma's cocaine factory. Fuck. Oh my god. That's like $2,000 worth of face masks, man. Oh, is that a birthday cake? You know what's so fascinating? I can probably find a compilation of adults doing like equally silly things. It just keeps getting worse, man. I am so... Oh my god! What even is that? What even is that? Oh my god. No, it's a... Oh my god. How did you even get in there? I'm gonna be honest with you for a second here. I feel like I just watched like a giant condom ad. Maybe that's what it is. You know, with YouTube's new changes where it's like, oh my god, we have this unskippable ad that's 2.5 hours long. It's just gonna be this. Over and over and over again. You're welcome. My daughter met poop and pee at the city wastewater treatment exhibit and cried when we had to leave them. But Mom, I don't want to leave piss and shit. No! Oh, they didn't have like a toilet paper mascot. That's a bummer. Maybe that's not as catchy. I can definitely see poo being a fan favorite. My kid peed in the humidifier. There is urine misted onto every fucking surface of this room. Snorts birth control? This also feels like a condom ad, yeah. This is so cute. Aww. Don't do it. Don't do what I think you're gonna do. Don't. No. No. But he was more scared about the screaming. He's not even holding his hand or whatever. He was just like terrified by everyone screeching. The little dude is built like an absolute tank. You know, just put out the flame and it's like, oh my god! My mom is upset about something! Better cry! And he didn't even realize that he was supposed to be upset about putting his hand in the fire, you know? He just got scared, little bro. Oh no. Your kids are going to do things they shouldn't. It helps if you married someone with a sense of humor. Oh, so the kids drew a little house on the wall and instead of like trying to paint over it, the husband just framed it? Marker on latex paint. Gifted to his parents by surprise. November 13th. That's genius. That's genius.
Il est connecté. De quoi? Oh non, faut fermer les mains.
Okay, round 2. That was just warm up. Here we go. I don't know, I think it's a bit of server lag, man. There's like at least 500 ping on this one. Oh shit! The dad has done this before, baby. Hell yeah. Oh, I almost got it. Oh, almost got it.
Wow!
Ah, 3 out of 5. That's not bad. Or 3 out of 6. Hell yeah, baby. That's pretty good. Oh, here we go. With your eyes closed. I love to do like... and I was like, oh, now we're back to... Oh, almost so close. It was so close. My dad has a video of me when I was 1. He threw a small foam football at my face and he just bounced off. He said, I thought there would at least be a reflex or something. Man, I can relate to this. When I'm playing like some kind of ball game with my nephews and it's like, oh, catch the ball. And they're standing like this. And it's like, donk. Like, ah. It's the best. r/that happened. Kid orders odd sandwich that would require several modifications on the touchscreen menu. He refused to let me help him order his food because he's a big boy. Now his ass sitting in the back mad as hell with his egg on a hot dog bun with jalapenos and black olives for breakfast. You gonna learn today? That's the saddest little shit sandwich I've ever seen in my life. r/that happened. I mean, I can sort of see this happen. Like, sure, it requires a few extra options. But like a 5-year-old that can't really read yet, you know, and enjoys pressing random buttons, I can sort of see that creating a bit of a chain reaction that would result in a in a hot dog bun with a boiled egg on it. Like, yeah. Ooh.
Stop throwing food.
I think the kid just got like instant 100% more respect for his mom because he realized his mom is secretly Spider-Man. That's really badass. What 8-year-old me thought I would be doing at 35? Oh yeah! When I'm 35, I'll be married to Courtney, and I'll be an actor, or a singer, or a brain surgeon. I'll have 35 kids. Holy f***. And each one will have a limo. I will live in Beverly Hills. I drive a limo. Corvette, convertible, Lamborghini, Ferrari, and a Porsche, all mixed together. Courtney and I will buy Bermuda, based, and the rainforest, double based, and every summer I will go there to those places. If this thing proves anything to me, it's that anyone who seriously follows, like, I don't know, alpha male podcasts or whatever, are either 8 years old or have the mentality of an 8-year-old. Like, this is just kind of funny and innocent, and they're probably inspired by some random action movie, you know, this is pretty fun. I probably drew something like this as well, but it just reminded me of that, you know, this is exactly what alpha male podcast sounds like, but a bit less innocent, you know, this is still pretty innocent, but it's just reminded me of those. That's so funny. Oh, they even drew the car up in the corner, look at that. That's the Lamborghini and Ferrari Porsche mix. Pretty based car. Oh, that's not how you pick up a cat.
We don't do that. Put her down, please.
I mean, that's good. Teaching your kids how to deal with animals at a young age. I think that's very healthy.
Yes, she's happy for me. She's happy for me.
Uh-huh.
Look, she's happy.
Oh, I see.
Look, she's so happy. Like, murder. I'm planning murder against humanity. Like, she's so happy for me. She's so... Like, that kid is not happy. He's not happy. When I was a kid, I thought only smart people wore glasses. I told my parents I had trouble seeing, so they took me to the eye doctor, and I pretended to have poor vision. I ended up wearing glasses I couldn't see out of for a month before I finally confessed. I was a total dumbass. And you just like go around with a migraine for a month because you're insisting that you have to have glasses. Oh, that is so funny. Best wedding ceremony ever. Oh, hell yes. I find it so amazing that no one is even trying to stop the kiddo. That is so cool. They're just like, he's just doing his thing, you know. What else is a wedding dress good for? It's basically a racetrack. Apparently, my 9-year-old nephew wanted permission to make a Facebook account, and my sister was like, no, you're 9. And then he figured out how to make one behind her back and got caught immediately when he sent her a friend request. That's not really how you hide your crimes, Timmy. That's not how you hide the crimes.
Well, laddies, lasses, and lassos, I do hope this video reminded you a little bit of the good old days when, you just correlated random things and had these conclusions about the world that turned out to be like a completely wackadoodle. Let me know down in the comments what silly things you believed as a kid, or like what things you made up or whatever. It's always like a very interesting and entertaining time, isn't it? With that said, have an amazing rest of your day, you wonderful, beautiful being, and I will see you again in the very near future. Take care. Mwah.